Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Loop Hero, where we are getting really close to this river. We can absolutely get to this river if we could just stop dying. Stop dying all of the time. We do have the resources for a lumberjack. Is that a thing I want to do? Do we want to build a lumberjack? Crossbowman will help you battle, but only on tiles adjacent to the campfire. Boy, that just... This really doesn't seem very good, right? If they don't help you in the boss fight, almost no fights happen adjacent to the campfire. I suppose you have some control over that. Yeah, maybe we could build a village adjacent to the campfire, like a vampire village, and have the watchtowers help us with that. I suppose that is something. We could build more farms. Giving residents furniture or food to store is going to increase the amount of slots available in those supply areas, right? None of the food that we have is particularly... We've never seen food that's particularly interesting. Some of the furniture is quite good. If we had more furniture, that could potentially be useful. The warehouse... Plus 10 to the camp's item limit... I don't know. I guess this is a reasonable thing to do. You know, we don't have a war camp yet, and we totally should. And it doesn't conflict with our river resources at all. So let's do that. Let's make a war camp. I don't know. Here. Okay, this person is way more polite than I was expecting, you know, from a murderer. Get in line, let's teach you how to fight properly. Okay, now she's going into... This is sort of what I was ready for drill instructor mode. But she was very polite prior to that. In a way that is not at all consistent with her behavior immediately afterward. Whatever. Every time we upgrade this, we get more hero strength. And that gave us an additional tool slot. Right? Oh, but sure, but the problem we're having right now is not the tool slots, it's these. We already have 3 tool slots available before that. I just need to increase the item limit. So, that's a thing that we do want to do. It's not like a critical thing to do right now, obviously. Because, boy, we don't even have any good items. Let's just get back out there. Let's try 3 again, but this time as the Necromancer. And we did build ourselves the ability to... we built ourselves the ability to get outposts. What does this actually do? Spawns an assistant on adjacent tiles. All yellow and orange items dropped in battle will be spent as payment for his work. So, on the tiles where you have your assistant, you do not get loot that is good. But, you know, still it seems like it could be helpful. And it might have interesting combos, right? Let's build one and see. Although, of course, it's hard to know exactly what it might combo with, and we don't have all of our stuff available. So I think it still doesn't actually matter where we put this. Let's at least equip our shield. I feel like with the Necromancer, the value of extra item slots might even be greater than it is for the other classes, because we're always so desperate for level and also number of skeletons, that being able to offload any stats anywhere else seems really lovely. Let's go ahead and... Here, I'm going to put this down, and we're going to Chrono Crystal next to it. We're just going to get as many early fights in as we can, and hopefully some early slimes as well. So we need 3 Orbs of Expansion, and we need, like 4, I think? 4 Shapeless Ooze stuff. Shapeless Mass. So we're still building toward that. I'm going to hold on to this for the moment. You know, potentially to bookery or move a treasury forward or something. We don't need to establish that immediately. This I want to establish immediately. Let's just put it, like, here, I guess. We want to make sure it has time to build up some fair amount of spiders before we get to it, right? That I do want to get started on, because HP. Because it's good to have HP. Okay, so the deal with the orb is that you have to fight more than 4 enemies, right? Boy. I might have overdone it immediately. These spiders don't actually hit very hard, but they are, they're hitting hard enough for my level 0 skeletons. Okay, I'm going to hold off on the meadows for the same reason as the forests for a moment here. Then again, we do already have a chrono crystal up. I'm just like, I'm not really desperate for the healing though, right? Maybe I should have turned the Thunder Temples back on as well. But you can really see the level difference. Okay, here we go. So we probably want to spawn a book fight as early as possible, right? Because we do want to actually return to base with some of that resource so that we can actually get an encyclopedia entry for it. So I guess let's go ahead and do this, and then, like, what do I want to... I probably do want to just commit my meadows. I don't really want these to get reshuffled. And I will play... If I had a thicket, I would play a thicket, but we'll let the forests get looked. Okay, village. Great news. Where does the village go? I don't necessarily want to add a book to a ghoul fight. Let's put it, like, here. And Vampire Mansion there is a little scary, but, like, also, you do want a lot of vampires. These are good cards and everything, but I really do want to get this burning as quickly as possible. If we'd gotten a Vampire Mansion, I would 100% have played it. Alright, well, I guess let's just get through that quest as quickly as humanly possible. So tiles have a default limit of 4 monsters on them, right? That's what it seems like. So we'll never get a big enough fight without throwing in a modifier of some kind. We need a thing that makes battles on adjacent tiles have bonus monster in them. So I don't know if we're ever going to have that for this spider tile, but we can certainly just keep hoping for a Vampire Mansion. God, I need gear, like, really badly. We have nothing. Two whole loops with no non-gray items. In fact, not only have 100% of our items been gray, but they've all been level 1 gray items, and we haven't gotten a weapon. Spiders, or skeletons, can you please just attack the enemies who are low on health? Yeah, okay, of course, he attacks whatever is highest. We're actually going to die here. Because our skeletons insist on behaving in the way that is least effective. Alright, don't push the spiders so hard. Shouldn't be a problem. Apparently is a problem. I mean, the fact is, we got screwed on that loot, like, basically as hard as it is possible to get screwed. There's no reason that you should be able to complete a second loop without seeing a single non-gray, non-level 1 item. 15% reduction in item quality should not get you anywhere near that happening. And the thing is, it's not like the item number... it's not like the game is too stingy about loot quality in general, right? Because we've seen plenty of runs where we've gotten tons of early yellow and orange stuff. It really is just... there's too much variance. The low end of the thing is too low and the high end is too high. Alright, I do want early spiders, but not that many early spiders. We're just going to put some chrono crystals down somewhere else. Along here seems fine. I know that's not going to help me with this first loop. At this point, if we made it to our 4 shapeless mass, I would probably just go ahead and bail as soon as we could. As soon as we could guarantee that we would take it all home. Sure. So what else do we have access to that gives... Oh, that's nice. That's a decent level 1 find. What else do we have access to that gives modifiers on tiles? There's the books, there's the vampire, there's... I guess I don't know how it considers ghosts. It may be the case that the addition of ghosts to a tile, like... It may not be that you have to fight more than 4 monsters at once. It may be just over the course of battling on a tile. So actually, the battlefield potentially making ghosts for us could be really helpful. Mayhap I should turn those back on. Okay, I like 19% summon quality already. So we should probably go ahead and start building this thing. I guess over here. Probably right after the campfire. Feels a little bit bad. Maybe it should have been right before the campfire. So are any of these... I think I'd rather have the 10% quality than a quarter of a level. I mean, the level certainly makes a difference. There's no two ways about that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and meadow up here, and we'll lay down a thicket to bloom that one, and we'll let the other one bloom when we get modifiers. But gee, I sure would like to see a bookery here. Okay, early Vampire Mansion's not bad. So, the obvious thing to do is to, in terms of getting expansion, is to lay this down next to a spider nest, but given what we just saw happen, I feel like I should definitely not do that. I probably don't want the chrono crystals next to the line of villages either, right? Because we don't want to, we want to make sure we're spawning slimes. So I guess I'll put this here, and we'll just hope slimes will spawn into it, and then we'll start building villages in that area. Please just focus. Well, at least they have enough stats that even spreading out their damage, they will eventually get a kill. At some point, they will do something. I guess there's no reason to play that yet. Yeah, even with 10 cards in the loot pool, though, or I think we went up to 11, right? We went from 10 to 11, not from 9 to 10. It's still really, really hard to get this vampire loop thing going early. And it's a shame, not just in an optimal development sense, but like in the sense that if you don't get that down in the first few loops, it gets a lot harder to actually make use of it. Damn it. I'm pretty sure... Oh no, okay, we're good. Do I want to play a second Vampire Mansion? I mean, probably, actually. Let's put it, like, here? So it'd be village, wheat, village... Yeah, I'll do that. And then... I may as well establish the thickets, right? Leave the forests and the wheat. And a meadow. Yeah, we'll leave it like this. Let's see... Not what I was looking for. Okay, well, I mean, I can't be too upset about a treasury, I suppose. It's not really a fun place to put this. Yeah, pretty bummed out. Pretty bummed out, though, about the lack of village. We're not even going to get any slimes for our vampire mansions. We're still in a pretty dire place equipment-wise, so I really, really don't want to add a vampire to the spider fights. But it does feel like we are getting really, really bad luck today, doesn't it? Loot-wise? Oh, hey, look, a single level 2 item here at the end of Loop 3. Maybe this thing, I mean, it's probably just bad luck, but maybe the arsenal is lowering our effective loot output by, like, way, way more than 15%. You know, maybe the issue is that it's lowering our loot level, but it's also, everything's rounding down, in which case, you know, 15% lowered from level 2 to level 1.85 would actually mean level 1, which means that, in fact, it's lowering your loot level by a considerable amount more. If it's not something like that, then I don't know what the hell's going on. Alright, I'm gonna do this even though we have a treasury up. Oh, except, yeah, that leaves me with no books to book. Well, whatever, it's fine. That'll still fire, and it seemed like the chance of a thing of time dropping was real low. A small unit of time. Yeah, we gotta put battlefields back in. I need the chests. Without them, the loot income is so bad. I guess? And, like, this is gonna be legitimately very difficult, right? Maybe even too difficult, because we got no loot at all. Here in Loop 4, we have seen 2 level 2 items. Yeah, the fact that, in theory, a good extra shield is like a lot of valuable resources doesn't matter, or a lot of valuable stat points doesn't matter if you never ever see a good piece of loot. So maybe we switch back to this. We turn the battlefields back on. I mean, they are still looking for blood as well. Like the blood clots, despite being kind of terrifying, are liquid. Do we want to cut anything out? I still want to try to play with the outpost, which we have not drawn even a single one of. I'm going to leave it like this and just hope that we don't get totally screwed on luck. There's not really like a lot of fancy planning that goes into that. And yeah, we definitely want to play this instantly. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter where it goes. Like, it can't matter where it goes. I do want to upgrade the building that gives the starting equipment, so that we have equipment for all of our classes. I think that would probably help a little bit. But honestly, the problem isn't getting the first set of level 1 equipment. The problem is that we can't get anything other than that. Also, at this point, I'm thinking maybe we just take the wheat fields out. They seem to just kind of be a card that I'm never happy to draw. Pretty much always just a thing to throw away at the bookery. And you know what? We often have things to throw away at the bookery. That's not really my problem. Okay, a blue book. That's nice. Stats on it don't actually matter, but... I mean, the extra stat. It's like a little bit of defense is pretty whatever. And the thing that's kind of frustrating, actually, about the about the bad luck is that because the enemies level up so much faster on the later expeditions, a run of bad luck isn't just... On Expedition 3, a run of bad luck is not as bad as a run of bad luck on an earlier expedition. It's like at least geometrically worse, potentially exponentially worse. Boy, that's pretty good. If you don't get your start, you are just going to get overrun by enemies who are getting more powerful than you at such an incredible speed. Yep, anything other than... So yeah, early on Loop 2 we have 2 real items already. Is it because of the, dropping the armory? I'm gonna guess no. Probably that rounding thing I was talking about is not happening. Probably we just rolled really badly 100 or so times in a row, and now we're rolling more normally. Got 2 shapeless mass already. I will absolutely bail us out of here if we get the rest of them. Just to make sure that we actually get those orbs finished. And we don't even have anything to do with them immediately. I just want to make sure we have them. I may as well just put this down right here, right? Let's just get the quest. I don't see any reason to wait. Also, do I actually like fighting scarecrows? Do I think that the scarecrows are valuable for us at all? I kind of don't, I think. And then we may as well like do this and put down a thicket next to it to bloom it. Spiders right after all the camp stuff. Maybe we should put the spiders... Yeah, we should put the spiders near this so that we can potentially get ghosts. And we can hope that that actually works the way we want it to. I don't actually think that's an upgrade. Yeah, I think I maybe had been underestimating just to what extent the battlefields were responsible for our loot being okay. So, oh, that sucks. I didn't really think about that. I was hoping that we would be able to put down a vampire mansion there. Alright, outpost. Where do we want the outpost? Oh, it doesn't... Yeah, I guess it tells us right on it, right, that it's not a road card. I don't know, in my head I just thought it would be a road card. Well... Where do we want to put this, then? I don't actually know. But I definitely want to put it down. Okay. Hopefully the bandits from that will run in there. And then we can still vampire this other village. Mostly I was thinking there that it seemed like there might be a combo. It could potentially be a thing. So attack speed, evasion, skeleton level... I mean, max skeletons is really valuable. I think max skeletons is so good that I sort of don't even think that this is a fair thing for a level 1 gray ring to have on it. We're gonna be committed to that one for quite some time. Honestly, I do kind of think this is better than our level 2 ring. Just skeleton level is very important. I should probably actually place this. Yeah, I think I was just undervaluing the undervaluing the chests a little bit. Plus 1 HP after killing an enemy. Okay, that's a lot of over the course of a run. That's a lot of healing. So where do I want to put this blood grove? I sort of want to put it here, I think. Or like, I guess if I'm planning to put the vampire mansion here probably, then this makes the most sense. So let's put down a forest right there. Okay, that's considerable. Look at this, we actually have some loot. We might be able to actually play the game this time. Alright, rock, mountain. Spiders up ahead over here, maybe? Maybe like right before the village. No, let's give the villages a little bit of room to grow this way too if we want. And then like, I guess for the moment we may as well put it here. I do think this is a better spot in the long run, but it's not valuable yet. And can't put anything else near the chrono thing. I just wanted it to affect 5 tiles of wasteland. So I guess maybe we'll hold off on all of this stuff. We're not exactly desperate for healing just yet. And again, a lot of the time when you die as the Necromancer, it's not because you got worn down over time. Like, that's true to the point that I wonder if I should just take the meadows out of the deck. So with the Necromancer, death is usually a matter of getting run down real bad in a single fight, right? Alright, to arms, the dead are at the gates. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Oh, you meant me. I mean, you're also kind of not wrong about that, I suppose. Trying to save this world. I could use your help. Do you want a helmet that fits better? I could probably find you one. Alright, maybe you resurrect the dead, but not our desire to help you. He has Necromancer-specific dialogue. I appreciate that. All these undead are disgusting. It's a disease that must be exterminated, and those who spread it should be the first to perish. Okay, buddy. Could you focus a little bit here and maybe like, talk less? Shower them with arrows so they understand the apocalypse is the least of their troubles. Okay, I got a ring at the beginning of the battle for some reason, which I don't think we're going to equip. Okay. I mean, it's interesting. So this is... wow. It is a lot of skeleton level. Where do we want to put another chrono crystal? I guess I could just do this thing again. Let's really commit to that. This is a little scary. As we have loot now that, yeah, we have enough gear that is maybe going to be interesting instead of immediately lethal. All right, come on, dude, drop me that 4th point of shapeless mass. Well, he didn't give me that, but he did give me a bookery that we could probably make some pretty good use out of. Alright, I need to spawn some not basic skeletons. Well, we got there eventually. I do feel like we're batting pretty far below our intended level there. Okay, so we did get a chrono crystal from that fight. That's good to know. So, do we bookery? I'm going to do it here, I guess. And then, I am actually pretty injured right now. Maybe we just throw down some meadows and stuff. I definitely want to make sure that I have cards left for the bookery. But we could chrono crystal. This is maybe a little bit aggressive on the spiders. We could like chrono crystal over here, and then do this. Still gives us more chances of spawning slime. And we just hold on to the 3 forests to recycle at the bookery, hopefully into something useful. some of the animations for things moving around are a little bit on the slow side. Okay, definitely play the rock. Definitely commit the thicket. All right, another village. I'm not too unhappy about that. I mean, the outpost is definitely interesting in its own way. Do I want to maybe put this down? Yeah, I think I want to put this down here. I mean, that's why I played the forest there, right? We'll let that thicket flip. Okay, that's not a terrible place for a goblin camp. We could work with that. So the arrow thing does some damage. Every 7 seconds, dealing 15 damage to everyone. I wonder if these values are... I wonder if there's a calculation happening here that the game is hiding from us because it loves to do that. Like, is that going to scale up over time, or is it always going to be 15? So we'll have to play as one of the other classes if we want to see what the usual effect of that that tile is. 64, boy. I mean, that's a lot of evasion. I'm assuming I can't I can't evade the arrow rain effect. Honestly, I don't think that's an upgrade. I don't think I want to lose the summon quality. Alright, go ahead and, rain some arrows. So... direct damage to the hero gets evenly split. Oblivion and healing. I mean... I don't know. This... I don't think I like Blissful Ignorance. I kind of don't like any of these. Splitting damage between the skeletons is sort of good for my survivability, but it also does lead to more dead skeletons, which obviously is a problem in its own right. So, 80 HP... yeah, I think it's okay to lose the skeleton level for that. It's not a big loss. Now, if only we could get some items that aren't amulets. So there are 2 item slots over here that we currently have no idea how to access, right? Boots we get from the what do you call it? For the rogue, and this we get from the thing for the warrior, but there's just 2 destroyed item slots over here that I assume have to be locked behind... oh, also we got our shapeless thing, so I'm gonna bail. They must be locked behind the upgrades to some buildings. Unfortunately, it's hard to know exactly... Wait, do I want to run? Because we have an okay setup here for Orbs of Expansion. Yeah, you know what? If we don't do it, I am actually very concerned that we will end up getting killed suddenly. We've been doing a lot of dying suddenly when I thought we were safe lately, so feels like it's maybe for the best here. Alright, so now all we need is the 2 Orbs of Expansion, which we can totally get. And we can build a mud hut here, but like what we actually need next is a warehouse, right? I don't have enough item limit before we build any other thing, and unfortunately that takes 10 Orbs of Expansion, and we're not building it before the river, so we need 12 Orbs of Expansion before we can do that. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have cut the meadows, because I do think I'm right about that. Maybe the meadows are not that good for the Necromancer. I mean, it certainly is the case that you do need some healing, but if we're going heavy on villages and stuff, I mean, meadows have a chance for... they get a lot of chances to heal you in a meaningful way. You get a lot of daytime, or a lot of sunrises over the course of a run. where do we want this? It's probably a good idea to put it somewhere where it's likely to benefit from a blood grove. Like, if we put it here, and then we grove there, off of forest there, that grove can affect 4 tiles. That doesn't seem too bad. I'm hopeful that it will have time to spawn 2 spiders. Ooh. Do we dare? No, I do not. But boy, this seems like such a good place to put the thing down, right? If we can get to a place where we are routinely surviving vampire battles, this will give us a lot of chances to see a 5th enemy. Alright. Perhaps extremely foolishly. And then we'll just Chrono Crystal here for extra slimes. Get ourselves some summon stuff. I do think there is, in fact, only going to be 1 spider by the time we get over there, so it probably is fine, at least on this level. And then we'll just, we'll see how awkward things get later. So right, if you fight vampire plus 3 enemies, you do get there, because the vampire will summon the bats to make a 5th guy. What do we want to do with an outpost? Soldiers will shoot him and everyone nearby. Like, Here's a question. Does it still stop the yellow and orange items dropped in battle from coming to us? It shouldn't, right? Yeah, it shouldn't. That's very interesting. We should test it. We should continue to test it, because we may have seen the answer to this question during the last run, but I don't know. I wasn't paying enough attention if we did. Okay, we still have not seen a yellow or orange item come out of that. Do I want to lose all of my summon quality up for such a small level bonus? Probably not. Probably not. Even more vampires is not exactly what I was looking for. And then even more meadows and a thicket to help them bloom, and we should probably play more vampire mansions. I'm going real deep on vampires this time. I might go do that I edit. I know there's a thing you can do to up the game speed. Oh hey, we did finally get a book at least. Ooh, I think the summon quality is better. Until we get at the point where we are routinely... Well, I guess, like, right now, right this second, I am in a position where max skeletons would be meaningful. I think I'm actually going to do that. Okay. So if I put it down somewhere else, I'm actually going to have to do the fight. But you know what? That's probably good. We probably want to actually do the fight. Oops, I clicked outside the window because I am a professional. So... the spiders, yeah, the spiders will still spawn into that. We are just increasing enemy density in a tile where there's also lots of AoE damage going on, which I think is good for us. So since the orbs of expansion seem to be pretty close to guaranteed on a fight of like 6 enemies, I think we're actually in really good shape here. We only need 2 to get the river, and I might, if we get them, I might just bail out so that we can see what the river does. It could be important, right? It could be actually really helpful. Level 2 blue book is huge. Wow, really good, actually. I did get a level 2 orange book. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not maybe paying as much attention. I'm maybe a little more checked out than usual. That's an excellent book. What a good grimoire. Alright. Honestly, this is not terrible, but I have a hard time not taking Art of Control. Counterattack is really good, especially as you get more control. And right now we're at 5 skeletons. Man, maybe counterattack is the right way to go. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That seems like it's going to just result in a lot of extra fights. Or a lot of extra hits. And you know, it triggers... It has a chance to trigger whenever the hero receives direct damage. So it probably can fire off of... Oh, I thought I had marked... You know what? I think it was already in pause mode, and then I hit the button again. So I took it out of pause mode. 45... Wow. You know, actually, I think the magic HP is better. Yeah, I'm a little distracted today. I was feeling it in the Doom recording I did earlier too, which is not 100% on my game. I have not been sleeping very well. Okay, so hopefully we're going to be able to make some reasonable changes to the board here. An antique wardrobe. Ooh, hey, that's pretty cool. Again, that is also probably going to add up to be a pretty huge amount of heal over a long run. So, Thicket here, Bloodgrove, help me out. Then, more village, and do we want the bookery? Did we get where we were going fast enough that the bookery is not relevant anymore? I mean, I still want to fight the books, I guess. So the question is, where? It's probably just in a corner somewhere where it'll fire twice. And then we should definitely play another village. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. We'll really commit here. And we can probably go ahead and play some more stuff. We probably don't need to be too conservative with our cards. We'll draw stuff by the time we get to the bookery. So this time, no battlefields, but I do feel like we're still doing better on loot, and it really does seem to just be a matter of randomness, right? So I wonder how the Scarecrow interacts with that. Like, is this a 4-enemy battle for the purposes of counting things? Obviously, a 4-enemy battle doesn't matter, but like, does the scare-off effect from the Scarecrow reduce the count in a way that is annoying for the purposes of Orbs of Expansion? Unfortunately, there's no way at all to know. I don't think this ring is any good at all. Yeah, I think we're good. I do wish that we had some archers desperately trying to murder me here. I think it would actually be quite helpful. Do we want a second bookery? I'm honestly not sure that we do. Should we run? I'm gonna run. The thing is, the setup is so interesting. You know what? No, we're gonna stick it out this time. Because, like, if we can just complete a couple more loops and get those villages flipped, I think it's gonna be really huge for us. And then a couple of thickets. I guess we just bloom these, because I do want to play these thickets. Do we actually want to run the bookery out, is the question. I kind of don't think I want a second one. The book is, like, actually quite dangerous, right? It's good, but it's also quite dangerous. Or it's good for loot purposes, but it's quite dangerous. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty good upgrade, actually. And this is remarkably not. It's supposed to be a level 3 item. Just embarrassing. Ooh, more outpost. Unfortunately, the way these are built, the outposts can't help us against the ghouls. They can help us against the ghouls here, I guess. Yeah, I should do this. I wonder if you build enough outposts next to each other, do they become like a barracks or something, maybe? We do need to try building outposts just near a variety of things as well to see what happens. I wonder if you build one adjacent to the vampire mansion, I wonder if the vampire, like, starts converting them? That seems like it could be a thing, right? 1.96, summon quality up very slightly. I don't know that I want to lose the max skeletons. I guess... Alright, hold on. Let's see what happens when we hit the next level up. Oh, that doesn't quite get us there, sadly. Do I want to play one of these things before we hit the... No. Let's hold off. Ooh. You know what? This is probably too much. We don't want 2 vampires and also goblins. In fact, I really want to play my next town here. If we get another village just to make the goblins not spawn. I would Oblivion that if we had an Oblivion. And then over here... So we can just do that. Is there any place that we might want to put a blood grove? Actually, this would be an alright spot for a blood grove. We're just going to recycle fewer cards. I don't know if I actually want to spawn a book this time. I do just want to kind of cycle through some cards. And the book will happen probably whether we want it to or not. Alright, no Art of Control. Permanent 0.5 bonus to energy armor for every summoned skeleton. Ooh, boy. That seems alright. So, right now we're seeing 57 magic HP and it's being represented here as well. So let's keep an eye on that. It looks like it probably was not retroactive, is my guess. Yeah, now it says 58. Okay, so it's not retroactive. That makes sense. Yeah, that seems like an incredibly powerful trait. Do we want to... I don't know. We'll take a look at it after this. I think the answer is maybe. Maybe we want to make some changes. But yeah, we do want to have like a lot of orbs of expansion, so I do think it makes sense not to go back to town just yet. If we have, in fact, generated a situation here, which is capable of producing a lot of them, we should stick into it. Do we want to lose 13% summon quality? I really, really am not into dropping a max skeleton right now. This ring is level 4, and it is identical to our level 1 ring. Yeah. I think I want to keep the +1 skeleton pretty badly. But I'll do that. And then... what else do we want to do here? So we have more wheat fields, which we should play. There's no reason not to. And then, and also the scarecrow there can potentially get blood groved. That's fun. Do I want to, do we know for sure that this doesn't affect this? Hold on. 39 HP per day. Does this stack? No, it still says 39. Okay, it's good to be certain. I realized that was an idea that I had in my head that I was not sure we actually knew. Oh boy, they got through my energy armor real fast there, which is going to make these arrows a little unfortunate. Alright, continue to look at rings for... aha! One that does... wow, that's a really good ring! Look at how good that is! Yeah, okay, and then... no, wait, don't put a mountain there. Let's not turn that into a peak in the wrong place. So we should probably put down more chrono crystals, like over here, I guess, and we can start meadowing down there. Oh, actually, the next meadow should probably go here, though. I'm leaving these spaces open in case we draw another treasury, and we can put it right there. And Bloodgrove, this, for sure. And then, do I want to just drop a whole lot of trees? Maybe we should. We don't need to keep all of these tree cards for the Rookery. Maybe we just build off the bottom of that. Nah, let's put down some trees in places where, like, a Bloodgrove might be useful. This is for potentially blooming that meadow. And then the thickets at the very least, right? All of the thickets should get played. Yeah, I feel like that arrow thing is pretty okay. And hey, look at that. Look at the patience. Just paying off. So now we may as well fill that area in, but we should put the meadows down here. Okay, those villages are good news for us, so I think things are going okay. It feels like a little bit of a risky strategy over here, but we are putting together the things we want very quickly. I assume this is not going to be an upgrade. I mean, that's a lot of skeleton level, I'll give it that. And you know, if attack speed works the way I think it works, something with that much attack speed on it is at least interesting. So we needed 12 orbs of expansion in order to be able to build the warehouse and the river, right? We're actually... That's not unreasonable. We might be able to get there. And then I guess we're just holding on to stuff for to book. Ooh, this is a little scary. Give me a guard skeleton, please. Wow, this is a little really scary. Like, am I gonna die? We have a resurrection charge, so I guess we're gonna use that here. Wow. Yeah, like I said, with the Necromancer, it tends to be sort of all at once, right? Yeah, alright. Like I said, all we have to do is draw a village, and the goblins won't come down out of the camp anymore. Solve that problem real quick. Oh, hey, look who finally showed up. Do I want to just fire the treasury? We're in kind of a... Our loot's not bad, but we are definitely suffering. I think I'm just going to blow it. Let's just launch this thing. Show me some loot. I could use a little bit of help. Another mountain seems okay. And then... we would lose one max skeleton in exchange for defense and regen and magic HP. All of which we may actually need. So we lose our 5th skeleton. Yeah, we do need the defensive stats. Like, obviously we are suffering a little bit here. So this would allow me to trade out defense and regen for skeleton level and attack speed. It's not very much defense, but it is quite a bit of regen. The thing is, attack speed is a really important defensive stat if it does affect summoning. So the faster we get skeletons up, the better off we're going to be by such a huge margin. Oh, right. Right-click unpauses the game. I actually think we're just going to equip this over the necklace we just put on. I didn't realize we had a 5 over here. Because that's a lot of skeleton level. Yeah. Ooh. 25% summon quality. And honestly, 6% evasion might be better for our defense than 3 defense. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we didn't really draw any winners on that one. I think I'm not even going to play anything. Let's just book again. Ah, shame. So we probably just want to run this thing out too, right? Although, let's put the meadow down there. I guess if I draw a, if I draw another treasury right now, I am going to be a little bit sad. Hooray, free stuff! I do so love the free stuff village. Also, we get to just stand there and summon skeletons at it for a while, which is it's good for our magic HP, right? Man, it is nice to have skeletons that are a reasonable level. So I do think we have to consider going back now, because I think the goblin tile is going to be really tough. I mean, not right this second, obviously. I am going to fire this again, though. Show me a new book. 2.69... I don't think I want to lose the 4th skeleton for an upgrade that is that minor. But I am going to do this. If we can get a second village, or another village, if we can get another village, I think it changes things pretty considerably. Also, we're going to level up soon, which hopefully will be pretty helpful. Okay. Nothing yet. So, Resurrection Charge does make it safe to keep going for a while longer. And we got the village, so we don't really need the Oblivion at this point. I'm going to do it. So that'll deal with those guys. And then we can outpost again. I don't know if I want to outpost that, because this is a fight where I'm already taking damage, right? Because the scarecrows hit everybody. So it might not be a good idea to add more everybody takes damage to that. Maybe we don't even play this. But we will play a wheat field. I don't know that it matters where. Okay, those are alright. So do we, now, the question, do we want to play another battlefield in a position where it's going to generate a blood clot, potentially? I mean, a blood clot's not so dangerous. This would make two tiles of potential blood clot, that's fine. And rock can just go here, whatever. Oh, that does create, that was 20. I'm not counting. Well, that might have us bailing out, or we might die, you know, that's also a possibility. Although the skeletons are coming through. We're getting some good stuff there. Ooh, wow. Wow, that's a lot of skeleton level. I mean, I don't know. That's a tough amount of stat loss, unfortunately. Okay, the outpost maybe not being quite as helpful as I might like. There's definitely a danger to outpost plus the scarecrow. You know what? I'm going to activate this because we get asked, right? We could bail out if we want to. And we may actually end up with 12 orbs of expansion. That might be an okay time to get out. And I do wanna make sure we get this antique wardrobe home as well. Yeah, it's... boy. I think it's an interesting question. I think we have a lot of good reasons to stay. All of which are, you know, sort of thrown away if it turns out that I do, in fact, die because we stayed. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do yet. These guys do seem to have pretty decent loot. That's definitely a downgrade. That is hugely a downgrade. Just a lot of mediocre items. But hey, mediocre is better than we were seeing earlier. There we go. That's what we needed. So this is going to be another orb of expansion, almost certainly. And then I think... is this the loop where they're all going to change? Hold on a second. Did we put them... we put them down during loop 2? God, I wish it showed you a counter on the thing. I wish there was some easy way to tell that. So they're all going to transform, and the end of the loop is going to get way, way easier. But the beginning of the loop has gotten considerably more difficult. I'm really, really torn. I think we're going to bail. I think making sure we get home with 12 orbs of expansion is probably a good idea. Again, making some assumptions here about survivability. Even though we have a really good setup of traits. Because I do think there's a pretty significant chance that we just die. I'm just gonna, yeah, let's go and make sure we have the stuff to build the things. I love it when I can make things from my stuff. So first thing, river, because we definitely want to see what a bridge is. Oh. Okay. Oh, it plays on all of them. That's weird. So, like, I mean, for reasons that are pretty obvious here, that really sucks that there's no way to place the river anywhere else. And also, like, the fact that it has only one location it can go in has some interesting implications for the story, right? Like, is that because that's where we believe that's where we remember the river being? All this water's coming from nowhere and goes nowhere I mean, that's not any weirder than the rest of the stuff that's going on. But also, it sucks that just, like, damaged a bunch of... What if you had built something that, like, mattered here? All it obliterated was four tiles of fields for us. But what if you had built a warehouse and it was on one of those tiles? That's, like... that's bad. They did a bad job implementing that. So what does the river do? It is a out in the middle of nowhere card, flows from who knows where to somewhere else. Doubles the effect of adjacent landscape tiles. Does landscape mean everything? Is every tile a landscape tile, or does it only refer to these away from the road ones? Because obviously that's going to matter tremendously. Either way, it does seem very strong. And then, now let's look at the other build. Unlocks the ability to prolong the river under a road during the expedition. Can only be built on horizontal and vertical river tiles. Huh. Okay. That doesn't seem critical. So, like, as to whether we want to save orbs of expansion for that, I am uncertain. It might be better to just spend them on the warehouse, frankly. Yeah, I kind of think that may be the case. So if we're going to do that, we don't want to do anything that spends wood, which means we don't want to do anything. So, okay. I guess then we're just going to experiment with the river a little bit. I mean, we're probably going to want to rebuild the deck. So, like, the meadows are certainly not bad, but we don't need them. And I do actually like the desert a lot on the Necromancer. What if we did, like... I think the outpost is interesting, and I still want to try to search for combos with it, but I don't know if it's worth... a slot? And honestly, the Blood Grove might not be either. Yeah, I like the battlefield for both the chests and the liquid enemies. We do still need Orbs of Unity for the Alchemist building, right? I kind of think the wheat fields are maybe, as much as we have to have 2 on the road things. Cemetery? Probably cemetery. Skeletons have good loot, and there's memory in here. Although, honestly, our books of memory are, first of all, not terribly important, and secondly, we're having no trouble getting them, right? We could potentially cut the rock and mountain thing and just rely on the Ancestral Crypt for HP. It's probably enough, and that gets us back down to 12, and then it's like, do you want Storm Temple? The thing that it does to forests is not particularly interesting for the Necromancer, so probably not. Probably we run like this. You know, honestly, I don't hate it. We still need to actually try to get another unit of whatever that resource was so that it is unlocked in the encyclopedia. And then obviously the bookery is good for trying to get our Vampire Mansion thing going. And then, yeah, I just hope we can figure out what to do with the outposts. So what do we still need really badly? I would like to get an alchemist tent built, which means that this and this are both problems. This is the orb that is made out of whatever that thing that came out of the book was, right? And then, yeah, we'd like a warehouse, but at this point I think we are looking more at upgrades. I guess we should probably build the watchtower because it's possible that an upgrade of the watchtower will do something meaningful, and unfortunately the tooltips here do not give us a lot of fascinating information about that. So we also have upgrades available right now, so we could just do this. It gives us an extra, it's not a real resurrection charge, but it's kind of a resurrection charge. That is potion stuff. And I mean, wood is still our primary stopping block, even though we have tons of wood coming in all the time. You need so much of it. This I am curious about. Very annoying. Do we want to do that more than we want to build an alchemist tent? Unlocks the ability to craft jewelry. It unlocks quote-unquote alchemy is tough. I'm assuming it's going to be one of these, right? It's going to be an option on this menu. So yeah, it's hard to say that I wouldn't take this. I think we probably want that pretty badly. I'm curious about the town, but I don't know. Once we have the first piece of that, so it once we bring home a piece of that resource so that it has an entry in the thing, we'll probably be able to get it faster once we know what it actually comes from. So, fingers crossed. And that aside, oh yeah, do we want to change our supply before I stop for the day? Like, I do think that the antique wardrobe is kind of nice, and also the cheese is kind of nice. So what could we drop? 15 HP healing per loop is probably... Oh, Miner's Pick for sure. Miner's Pick is really not interesting. So I think I like the cheese slightly better. And then, like, we could drop 15 HP, 15 heal per loop, or a single point of defense, which is, I mean, effectively that's a huge amount of HP over time, right? Yeah, let's drop a frying pan for this. Sometimes that's good. On many loops, this will be more total healing. And it also gives us an ability to panic gain HP. I don't know if that's actually a good idea, but it's a thing we could do. Oh, and then crafting. Hold on. Does any of our crafting give us... No, none of our crafting gives us the thing that we are missing. Okay, that's fine. Listen, we're making progress, we're getting stuff done, getting things figured out, but we are out of time for today. That is going to be it for us for right now, and thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, tomorrow, we're going to continue hunting down this last resource encyclopedia entry, because I really want to know how you get those things properly, and then after that, I guess it's still just back to trying to see the fourth boss so we can, third boss, so that we can see what the mechanics are. And we'll see you then.